Okay, so in today's video we will talk about amino acids and their classification. So first of all, let's understand the basic classification which divides them into essential, semi-essential and non-essential. Essential amino acids are basically those amino acids which are essentially have to be present in your diet because they cannot be produced in your body, so they have to be taken from some outside source, and therefore they are called as essential amino acids. Another name for essential amino acids is indispensable amino acids. They are 8 in number, and they are lysine, isoleucine, leucine, valine, threonine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, and methionine. So these are 8 essential amino acids. So now they have different characteristics. Among them, some of them are basic, some have aliphatic branched chain, and a few of them are aromatic, and one of them is sulfur containing. Methionine is said to be sulfur containing amino acids, and two of them are aromatic. They are phenylalanine and tryptophan. Okay, so this question is repeatedly asked in your sessionals, prof, or even in your PG examination. This question is asked pretty frequently, so remember it. Aromatic amino acids are phenylalanine and tryptophan. नाउ दूसरे कैटेगरीज पे जाने से पहले हम थोड़ा थोड़ा इनके कैरेक्टरिस्ट के बारे में जान लेते हैं. जो भी जितने भी इसेंशियल अमीनो एसिड्स हैं इनके बेसिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या क्या हैं. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट. सो फर्स्ट वी विल टेक लाइसिन. This is basic in nature. Okay, so remember that lysine is basic amino acid. Also, it is its amount in cereals is found to be deficient. So it is deficient in cereals. Therefore the staple food in most of the parts of our country is dal chawal, like there are pulses and rice, because it is deficient in cereals. Like rice, in rice it is deficient, so it is mixed with pulses to compensate for that. So it is also a part of the very basic protein of our body, that is collagen, in the form of hydroxylysine. So these are the basic things about lysine. Next is isoleucine. So it is branched chain aliphatic the aliphatic, there are basically 6 carbon benzene ring which is present in those some amino acids, and they are known as aromatic, but they don't have such rings, so they are aliphatic amino acids. And so there is no need to know much about this, but know that there are 2 chiral carbons which change the position, so therefore it is known as isoleucine. Another is leucine. It is also branch chain aliphatic, and this is also known as most non-polar and only ketogenic amino acid that is found in the transmembrane region of protein. If you know the protein structure, then you will know what I am talking about. So this is the only ketogenic amino acid found in the transmembrane region of the protein. It is just some extra information that is added here, that is being added here. Otherwise, just know these basic characteristics like branch chain and aromatic and non-polar, then that is sufficient. Next is valine, also branch chain aliphatic, and it is also essential and also forms some part of certain very important proteins. It is also non-polar, or you can say uncharged branched chains. Leucine and valine, they both have this characteristic. Just remember that. Okay, so let's jump to the next amino acid, which is threonine. So let's know about this, that this the type of amino acids, it is known as aliphatic hydroxyl, and one of the characteristic is that it doesn't undergo transamination. Transamination is a reaction which I will be explaining later on, but for now just take certain notes, because after you are through and through with all the videos, you will know about this, and it will also help in remembering all the details. For now, just note it. Okay, so phenylalanine, very important aromatic amino acids because it forms tyrosine. Why is tyrosine is important? Because tyrosine forms very important neurochemical transmitters that are epinephrine, norepinephrine, P3, P4 and melanin. So that's why phenylalanine is important. And next important aromatic amino acid is tryptophan. Why it is important? Because it is precursor of niacin, serotonin, melatonin, and just know for now, because you may not know about this pathway. It is known as kynurenine and anthranilate pathway. This pathway plays important role in catabolism of tryptophan. Also, this amino acid group is present in the indole group. This is asked as a MCQ in your exams. Okay, so next let's go to the next amino acid, that is methionine. As I told you, it is the sulfur containing essential amino acid. There is another sulfur containing amino acid, cysteine, but that is not essential, which it comes into the category of non-essential. So why methionine is important? Because it is the precursor of homocysteine. But for that, you will study later that B12 has to be present. Okay, so has to be present. We will discuss it in later videos, why, how and why this happens, but let's just note it down for this chapter. Also, there is a protein known as spermidine present in semen, and it is methionine is the precursor of spermidine. Also, it is found in or makes important constituent of ribosomes and sperms. So why are we saying these things? Because for the proper functioning of these organelles or these sperms, you need methionine. That's why the amino acids are very important in our diet. Okay, so next we will start with the non-essential amino acids. This is too light. Okay, so these are cysteine. It contains sulfur. Okay, and it forms coenzyme A. Also, it plays important role in formation of taurine, glutathione, beta There is an enzyme called as glutathione peroxidase. It is basically involved in detoxification mechanisms, and this cysteine amino acid is responsible for the reducing action of this enzyme. Now, when two of these amino acids are condensed, cysteine is formed. Okay, so let's come to the next non-essential amino acid, that is your alanine. Okay, so aliphatic chain transports ammonia, okay, from muscles. You will know about this in urea cycle and Cori's cycle later in later videos. I will teach you that as well. So it is also known as the most glucogenic, means it releases the most glucose in your body. It helps in releasing more glucose into the body, so it is helpful in conditions of hypoglycemia, and it has a very important role in glucose alanine cycle, or also known as Cahill cycle. It is an important component of pantothenic acid. All these new terms that you are studying here, you will get to know about all of these terms in the later videos, and you will make a connection. But for that you have to know about biochemistry is like that only. Okay, you have to know everything because there are links everywhere. So all these enzymes are linked somewhere in some pathways, and that's how the questions are formed in PG examinations also. So you have to learn to make a connection. So what it will do is, as I told you, that it is the most glucogenic amino acid. Body increase their levels in states of starvation. So very important in case of fasting or starvation. You may also your levels of this amino acid will be found to be elevated in these stages: starvation or fasting. Okay, so let's come to next, which is asparagine. Okay, this is polar and uncharged, has no charge on it. What is its role? It just remember that it disrupts alpha helix structure. I will teach you about the structures of protein. Alpha helix is one of them. It causes the disruption in this structure and modifies the protein into some other form. Next is aspartate. just remember that aspartate and glutamate both are acidic in nature. Very frequently asked question. You can remember it by very simple mnemonic, that is acidic as glue. So acidic means this acidic, as for aspartate, glue for glutamate. Okay, just remember this mnemonic. Okay, so I am erasing it for now. Mnemonic is acidic as glue, acidic amino acid, acidic for acidic amino acid, and as glue means as for aspartate and glue for glutamate. So aspartate is most acidic amino acid. Okay, and its role is important in the synthesis of pyrimidine, purine and यूरिया. पायरिमिडीन प्यूरिन सब लोग जानते ही हैं, आरएनए डीएनए की सिंथेसिस के लिए ये ज़रूरी होते हैं. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट कम टू द ग्लूटामेट. इट इज़ द मोस्ट कॉमन amino acid which undergoes what? Oxidative deamination. Now this is a reaction that causes some changes in glutamate. Okay, so let's just remember it for now. It will all reactions will be explained in later videos. Let's focus on the classification for now. This is also the precursor for purine and pyrimidine. Next amino acid is glutamine. This is the most abundant amino acid in blood. It is optically inactive. ऑप्टिकल इनएक्टिव का मतलब आप समझते होंगे, मतलब इसके एक्सिस और ट्रांसफॉर्म्स होते हैं, तो वो इसके नहीं होते हैं. इट एग्जिस्ट्स इन ओनली वन फॉर्म ओनली. सो नेक्स्ट अमाइनो एसिड इज ग्लाइसिन. ग्लाइसिन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है इसके एज फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव व्यू ऑफ MCQs PG एंट्रेंस बहुत क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. सबसे पहले तो ये सिंपलेस्ट है. सिंपलेस्ट अमाइनो एसिड इज ग्लाइसिन. फ्लेक्सिबल है. इट इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ heme. Also for the synthesis of creatine and glutathione. और एंटीऑक्सीडेंट मैकेनिज्म्स में का बहुत रोल होता है ग्लूटाथाइन का. I will explain it in later videos. It is also optically inactive. Okay, so let's come to next non-essential amino acid, which is proline. It disrupts beta helix. How? It produces bands. This is basically denaturation of proteins, and proline has a very important role. So next is serine. It forms cysteine, ethanolamine, choline, and betaine. Next is tyrosine. Again, very important from the perspective of MCQs. It is aromatic. Okay, only non-essential amino acid which is aromatic. It has a role in formation of T3, T4, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and melanin. Very important, you have to remember all these names because they are asked very frequently. Okay, so now let's discuss about the semi-essential amino acids. They are arginine and histidine. Both of them are basic. Okay, so arginine is the most basic. With pK around 12.8. No need to remember this, just for the sake of knowledge I am writing it here. So what is the importance of arginine? Very important from perspective of exams. बहुत frequently ये पूछा जाता है arginine के बारे में. सबसे ज़्यादा ये पूछा जाता है इसका प्रीकर्सर एक्शन किसका. इसका होता है आपका नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड के लिए. Why? Because it has vasodilator mechanism. So it is very important and it is asked. Next, arginine has precursor action for creatinine, orotic acid, urea, and agmatine. You just have to remember these names. Okay, so next is histidine. हिस्टीडीन का सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट फंक्शन होता है इट एक्ट्स एज अ बफर. I have also told you in the previous video of buffer action and the acid base balance how much important it is, and that's why it is important. Also, it histidine along with lysine and arginine forms hemoglobin.